Okay, so let's open up with a pretty basic question. First of all, where did you go to college?
Wilberforce University, Xenia, Ohio. Wilberforce, Ohio.
Okay, good. Well, I guess we should get a more important question out there. Your name, your profession.
Name is Greg Ballard. My profession is ministry, and I'm also a chaplain. Did my undergraduate work at historically black college and university, Wilberforce University in Ohio.
Good, yes. He's underselling himself a little bit. He's a PhD, I understand.
Well, thank you. I forgot that.
Also, minor importance.
Yeah.
No big deal. They're only a long time in school and everything.
As my daughter used to say when folks would introduce themselves, well, he's a doctor. He's just not the kind that helps you very much. So your children can humble you.
Right. Okay. I guess very as briefly as you can, give us a couple minutes of, your experience at an HBCU.
I grew up in what was a segregated community. So my exposure to non-black people really did not come until high school level, and there was integrating at that point. But the neighborhood I grew up in and friends and family that I had was pretty much sequestered in, including and to the black community. And going to a black university after having that kind of an experience was affirming, I think is a single word that I would use. In that context, there was an expectation of scholarship, there was an expectation of family values, and they were an extension of the family that you left.
So essentially it was, pretty much you were expected to succeed. There was no other alternative.
And not only were you expected, but there was no compartmentalizing. The instructors and the professors that we had saw themselves as an extension of your family. So they were not beneath making a phone call to your mother or whoever it is that they thought had influence over you if you were not meeting the grade or if you're not doing what you're supposed to do in the classroom. They would use whatever leverage they had, no matter how grown at 18 or 20 or 21 you thought you were.
I'll tell you right now, I'm a little shocked
Yeah.
because there are a lot of people I know, myself included,
Yeah.
those kind of principles and which would shock a lot of young African Americans.
Absolutely. I'm calling your mother to tell her you up here jacking around and not getting your grade. Your folks didn't send you here to major in student unionism. They sent you here for an education. And they would call and they would embarrass you and pull you aside because the value of education was that important.
Yeah.
And they just did not want to see you come up there and squander what was a great opportunity. So it was family, extended family, in a sense that you were never alone. Right. You were never alone. You always had support.
I guess having that extra community
Yes.
was a staple of getting the historically black college experience.
Absolutely affirming. When I was in school, we had a student body total population of less than 1,500. So when you have a school that small, you get to know your professors intimately.
Yes.
They know you intimately.
Right.
You know most of your classmates, and in a graduating class of 100, 150 people, you all become family. And then to add to that, things like sororities and fraternities also help
Ever more of that
to give you that
connectivity,
intimacy that you need in connectivity.
Yes, that's
exactly right.
Can only imagine. So I guess that can lead on to the next question. Explain the importance to you of the historically black college as it pertains to today. You mentioned that your college was not particularly large.
Yes.
You got the college I go to, where TSU, where there's thousands upon thousands of students.
Sure.
You got your U of H.
Right.
You're not even a historically black college, but it's got anywhere from 20 to 30,000 applicants.
Absolutely.
So, any given semester. Just explain to me the importance of the historically black college today. Why is it important that we have those today?
Because the issues that affect our people have not changed. My university was founded in 1856. So we're talking about an institution that has a history going back to the antebellum South. We're talking about an institution right out of slavery, began as a school to educate clergy and also to educate teachers in order to bring a sense of uplift for the community. So the last 150, 200 years of our history, the need is as pressing in the 21st century as it was in the 1800s. With all of the issues that HBUs have, you never have to worry about whether or not you're being discriminated against because of your color or because of your culture. Now, don't get it twisted. You can flunk out of a historically black university and college.
I believe it.
They will send you home and collect that tuition and take your money and keep on keeping on.
Right.
But if you don't succeed, it's never an issue of color. It's an issue of commitment, or perhaps there are some other life issues that might be affecting your success, but it's never an issue of race. That's unique to black colleges. And then the other thing that I think make us unique is there is a legacy of black success, and you are part of that great crowd of witnesses. So they expect you to be a freedom fighter and to carry out the principles that make our community strong and historically have allowed us to succeed from generation to generation. You just don't get that at the majority culture institutions and universities. You can get education, but you don't get the experience of the black community with the history that you would get from a black college or university.
All right, so if I can just regurgitate in my own words what you said. The importance is, first of all, you won't be discriminated against, as easily, or if at all,
yes, in
a historical black college. That's extremely important. And also the second thing you mentioned, we have a specific history tied to this thing.
Yes.
Good. Okay. I guess another good question. What year were you born? First of all?
I was born in 1962.
1962. So you were sometime during or after the civil rights movement. Yes.
I absolutely remember the struggle. I remember the impact. I remember busing. I remember the death of Dr. King. I remember the death of Kennedy. So yes, I was born during that era, and I'm the beneficiary of that.
Please,
that history.
If you could give us a little bit of your experiences, growing up in that era. If we can just veer away from the college experience for a moment, you can just give us a few details on that.
Yeah, I can certainly remember, and my experience is, I am the son of sharecroppers from the South who migrated to the North in order for opportunities. So I can remember the segregated North, not the segregated South. And like I said, growing up where black folks lived on the black side of town, in black communities, where we had black institutions. We had Calling Post newspaper, which was a local community paper in Cleveland, Ohio.
Let me pause for a second. I'm learning all of this just now. Like, this is all fresh information. I've known this man for a fairly long time.
I've known you before you were born.
he's known me my whole life. Yeah. I do none of this. Please go on. I'm sorry.
Sir.
I had to pause for a minute.
Well, we had more businesses than barbershops and cosmetologists. And those are important institutions, but we had a black insurance man and black insurance companies, where we had within the community, tailors and seamstresses and caterers and that sort of thing that helped our community to be strong.
It's crazy. Your experiences are actually mirroring, what I'm studying right now.
Okay.
I learned about what sharecropping is,
Yeah.
things of that nature. You're just a generation, after.
Yes, like I said, both of my parents worked Mr. Charlie's farm, sharecropping, the plantation, and did that until they were old enough to escape to the north for opportunities. So mills, steel mills, Ford plant, General Motors, Chrysler, those kind of institutions beckon those from the south to the north for an opportunity. But quite often what you'd find is a ghetto kind of reality in the north, because with as many of the southern blacks coming, there were not jobs to fill all of those posts. So we were sequestered to certain areas of town, and the black community in the north swelled as a result of folks escaping but looking for opportunities in the north. So I am a direct descendant of sharecropping parents who picked cotton in Tennessee.
Man. So your community was that you grew up in predominantly African American?
The town I grew up in when I was growing up was a town of just over 100,000 people. But the 100,000 people who lived in that city were very much divided. West side of town was black, east side of town was white. Blacks lived over on the west side and in the Campito area, which was low working class black folks who even then found it difficult and with difficulties to make it in the north. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, being black, you didn't escape the issues of what it meant to be black, no matter where you were in the country. It was difficult.
Amazing. Well, that's essentially all the time I have. I'll have to edit it down to 10 minutes. I really appreciate you taking the time out with me. I learned so much just now. Just the small nuggets you fed me were just phenomenal. I had no idea. Appreciate
Yes, sir.
it.
Bless you.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Dr.